Hey guys, what is up? And today we are back with another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. In the last episode, we finished off the investigation completely, and I believe this is the last trial, so let's get going, my dudes. Obviously, I don't remember anything that I did in the last episode, so good luck, me. Nick?
Yeah?
Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18, just like me?
Yeah, why?
I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up.
Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation.
And then you look at me, and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial.
But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through.
Good morning. The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you.
Hey, morning, Pearly.
You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya.
Huh? What do you mean?
My
muster? Okay.
My mother is coming today to show her support.
Yeah, that's right, Pearly.
Hey, Pearls?
Yes, Mr. Nick?
Do you think you could do me a favor? Could you channel Mia today too?
Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch.
Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help.
Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love.
But Pearly, not this again.
Please, can you do this for us, Pearls?
Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you two with your alone time.
I love this. Oh, thank goodness.
Nick?
This way. Pearls won't be able to see today's trial.
What do you mean? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Don't be foolish. You foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fey.
It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight.
That's true. It's so true. Sorry, I have an eraser. I need to pick some stuff off. Okay.
Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session.
The defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct?
Yes, and this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been.
Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin.
All right, let's hear it.
The prosecution has determined that, from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point.
What? But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in the picture is not the defendant?
I never said that wasn't the defendant.
Then what is the meaning of this?
All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And then I believe that this is when she dropped the key.
Can you substantiate your claim?
Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand.
Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this.
Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium in a manner of speaking.
I'm sorry, but what do you mean in a manner of speaking? Ah!
I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then.
Spirit severing technique?
A technique used to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is.
Yes, that is.
You be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct.
What in the world could have...
Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room.
What?
And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber.
Order, order, order! Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time.
Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that.
Why have you hidden this until now?
I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, a cross-examination, please.
My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Well, then that means we just might have to press every statement, just like I do every testimony.
Just now you said those two. Who were those two people you were referring to?
I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir.
Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks.
Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful.
I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot.
In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright.
Oh, thanks. What did you write after that, Miss Fay?
Mr. Wright's gonna have a fun time filling out that bill.
Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point.
At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another...
Another what, madam?
Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself.
I want to hear the end of that sentence.
Question.
There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room?
I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camerawoman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself.
Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fay. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us.
Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you.
Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fay, please continue. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement?
I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie.
But why would you lie about something like that?
It is very painful for me to say this, however... The witness was lying to cover for the defendant.
She was covering for Maya? So, you were covering for the defendant?
Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected.
Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... Oh!
This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later.
Yes, very well. Ugh, why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach?
Now, witness, continue with what happened.
Was it really that easy for her to escape from you?
I'm ashamed to admit such a thing, however, yes.
But you were physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There is no way she could have escaped from you so easily.
Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey.
Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand.
Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called.
But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away?
Well, yes, I would have. However...
You fainted?
I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor.
How long were you unconscious?
I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps.
And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time?
Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us.
Is that because you were unconscious?
Why, yes.
Great. Well, now what? So while you're unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went.
I would think that's obvious, good sir.
That's Francisca's voice, not Morgan's voice. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself.
It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness.
What do you mean by that?
It means she has another witness up her sleeve. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness.
That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber.
I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take a logical step and ask. Where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber?
Yes, that is exactly what we should be— Oh!
What is that? What are those sounds that I'm making for the judge when he gets hit by the whip? What the fuck am I doing? Be quiet, you! Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person.
She went to speak with someone? Who was it?
The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time.
Eenie Miney?
I think you can see where this is headed. Oh boy. Witness, name and occupation.
Okay, so my name is Eenie Miney. I'm researching parapsychology stuff at the university.
What is this parapsychology?
Let's see. It's I guess most people call it occult stuff.
Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means.
Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Miss Miney. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct?
Well, I guess.
If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. Yes.
When the channeling started, I was sleeping in the side room. A little later, someone came into the room really suddenly. It was oh my god, totally my sister! I hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in a sad way. My sister, she told me something totally terrible. What am I doing with my boys? A belly girls?
Anyone who watches The Lost Narrator would know what I just said. Anyways.
Now hold your...
Dang it, The Lost Narrator is a pony channel. Why? Why? Perfect timing. Perfect timing, Edgy. Love you. Sorry, someone just kinda... Give me a second.
Anyways. Don't you mean the defendant Maya Fey?
Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time.
Are you saying that the spirit Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Spirit?
Yes, Mini Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic.
Oh, well, this is...
Witness?
Like, yeah?
In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it.
Like, do I totally, have to?
Of course.
Miss Miney, please.
My sister, this is what she said to me. It was no accident.
I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it, Eenie? Oh. That's the scene that played at the beginning of the case. I get it.
She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said?
Oh no.
Yes.
There, are you satisfied, Your Honor?
I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge.
It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end.
What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for.
This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix.
Mia, what do you mean?
It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Sorry, my friend texted me and I'm really worried because she said something that just kind of worried me a little bit.